Good morning, guys. It's Sarah, and this is week 33 pregnancy update. I can't believe we are 7 weeks left, really. It's kind of a little overwhelming. Nothing major is happening in week 33 so far. I will tell you that I have stuffiness. I feel like I'm having some issues with breathing. Overall, other than just being severely exhausted, I feel okay. My lower back has really started to bother me. And so I've been trying to do some stretches and stuff on that. I also, week 33, started in week 32 too. And it's been kind of a continuing thing throughout, but really noticed it this week, not sleeping well at all. And I noticed that last night when I was up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, that so was Miss Trisha O'Neill. Trisha Pretty O'Neill, something, I don't know. Who is also pregnant, and she's a couple weeks behind me. I'm not exactly for sure. I think her baby's due in January, maybe 1st of February. I can't remember. I saw where she posted this morning when I woke up. I just can't get comfortable, and rolling over is uncomfortable. I just remember with Oz always going to bed in a pretty comfortable position and then trying not to stray from that very much. I'm having a hard time finding a super comfortable position. For one, I don't cover myself in the amount of pillows that I did before, because typically it's sometime in the night or early morning Oz gets in bed with us. And for two, I'm having to get up and pee. And it's just that much more difficult to maneuver myself out of the bed. There have even been a few nights where I have which Ed wasn't asleep yet, grabbed onto him and was like, please help me roll over. So I'm just starting to kind of feel like a beached whale. And I remember feeling really, really big with Oz the week or two right before I had him. And she's just so different. And I don't remember enough to be like, oh, yes, it was like this, and this, and this, and this. But it's just different. My belly already just feels really heavy. And that, I just noticed that this morning. It just feels heavy, and I'm just standing here. But I have been really tired. Sunday night after church, our church has bumped itself back. So instead of starting at 6 on Sunday night when the time changed, we now start at 5. We had decided, since it was early, we were going to stop by and see my parents, which, if you have watched my videos for very long, you guys know, live down the street. And it just hit me, and I don't know if it was just from the combination of the week, or because last week was pretty busy, Bree was gone, and we just had a lot going on. The weekend was fairly busy. I was supposed to have a college friend come in from out of town. And my headspace has just been funky. And so I had texted her and said, I love you. I want to see you. I miss you. I hope you know how much I care about you. I just don't know. I'm just not in a good headspace. I just don't think I can do a visit. And so she was like, I'm going to call you. So she called me. And on the phone that day, we worked it out. And I was like, just come. Just come. She's like, you know what? She's like, I'm going to wait till Friday morning. I'm not going to leave till 10 o'clock anyways. She's like, and if you feel good, she's like, I'm going to come. If you don't, I'll just give you the free out. Because I had said my husband's going to be upset. Because he was like, why would you not have Tiffany come? She is the one person that tags along with you and will do whatever. And I'm like, you're right, blah, blah, blah. But Thursday night, I just was like, I can't do it. I just was so tired. I didn't feel like entertaining, which again, with Tiffany, it wouldn't necessarily be entertaining. But I just tired. So, she said, anyways, back to Sunday. So it just hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was like, we were in separate cars. That's another story too, because I had a baby shower I had to help out with on Sunday. So I said, listen, I need to go home. And Ed was like, well, go home, go to bed, and Oz and I'll be there in a minute. And he was like, we'll give you enough time to brush your teeth and do whatever you need to do, and then get in the bed. I have not done that since probably the very, very beginning of the pregnancy. think that's egg. And so I was like, why have I not been doing that? So when I first woke up yesterday morning, I immediately was like, gosh, why have I not been going to bed at like 8:30, 9 o'clock? Because I feel so much better. But then 20 minutes into it, I immediately didn't feel great again. Now, granted, I had some apple crisp type thing for breakfast yesterday, which is unusual for me. I don't typically do that, and especially not first thing in the morning. And my heart was racing. I thought I was going to fall out of my chest. I don't know why I do things like that to myself. I know even 5 years out post VSG, don't get me wrong, I eat crap sometimes. But I just don't eat crap, and not in that amount, and not for a meal, and especially not first thing in the morning. Is any of this making sense? So I thought my heart was going to beat out of my chest. So on top of not feeling great, I just didn't feel good yesterday. On and off. Although last night at like 10 o'clock, 8:30, I felt fine. I felt good. I had a little bit of caffeine earlier in that afternoon. I don't know if that's why, because I've been drinking caffeine pretty steady, which is hilarious because with Oz I didn't drink any hardly. And I ended up going to Walmart after the La Leche meeting that I went to. So, and then I didn't go to bed till like 2:30, 3 o'clock yesterday morning. So, needless to say, or this morning, I'm tired. Yeah, so, I don't know. And I don't know why I keep doing this to myself, because I just keep thinking, I'm not getting these hours of sleep back. It's only going to get worse after she gets here. Oz, let's talk about him and his disposition. Which I don't know if I've discussed this yet or not. He talks a lot about the baby. And, you know, we have talked about the baby on and off quite a bit. But he has more recently, and I'm guessing it's because of my rounding tummy, really been bringing it up a lot. And talks about baby sister a lot. And so I know he's 3. And so I know he doesn't fully understand. But he is definitely starting to understand. And his behavior has not really been super awesome the last couple weeks. And so much so, it wasn't this Saturday, but the Saturday before. And I can't remember if I told the story or not. It was like, I just don't know if my tolerance is worse or if he has gotten worse. He was like, but something's off. I said, babe, he knows. And I have been feeling bad for him because he has even been struggling to find a great comfortable position on my tummy. We snuggle often, and if we're in the bed, that's no big deal. We just kind of snuggle up, although I can really pretty much only snuggle in one position just because, I know that sounds dumb. But anyways, but just sitting in a chair, reading a book, if this chair is not big enough, which most of our chairs are, for him to sit comfortably beside me, if he wants to be on top of me, if I can't get in a position where I can angle him just so, he has a really hard time getting comfortable over my tummy. And I think he is really noticing that. He has increasingly, the last 2 weeks, become a mama's boy. And it is tearing my husband up. Especially from the beginning of this pregnancy. A lot of times in the evening, Ed doesn't come home till late. And so that's one reason why Oz's schedule's different. He goes to bed later. He usually eats supper later. And a lot of times I'll eat supper and I'll let the boys eat supper together later. And sometimes I'll start out with Oz eating supper with me. And then he didn't eat it. But he wants to eat when Daddy comes home. Whatever, it's a whole hot mess. It's just about survival, people. Please don't judge. But we do a lot of things because I know that's what Ed likes to do, the nighttime routine. He likes to rock Oz before bed. He likes to give Oz a bath. And he doesn't do it every night, but he does it most nights. The bath thing. He usually rocks Oz to bed every night or lays down with him or something. But the last 2 weeks, Oz has wanted me. And it has kind of tore my husband up. And I said, he knows. He knows what's coming down the pike. I said, I know he doesn't fully understand it. But he is sensing things are changing and that there's fixing to be major changes. So, also in the last couple weeks, somebody had given us a book called You're Getting a Baby Sister. And he loves that book, and he's really enjoyed reading that book. And it's so funny because he is, I mean, I know it's age appropriate, but he's so smart and he can memorize books. I need to upload the video of him reading by himself completely, which It's kind of far away and it's kind of jumbled up. The Mouse, the Red Ripe Strawberry, and the Big Hungry Bear. It's adorable. We had gotten that book from the library, and I'm really big about reading to him, and then, you know, after we've read it a couple times, kind of stopping mid-sentence and letting him finish. But the other night after Ed came home from work, I said, take this book to Daddy and read it to him. And he read the whole book cover to cover, obviously from memory. But it was so impressive. And my husband was like, I can't believe he just did that. And I'm like, he's a smart kid. Yes, buddy, but we got to put your clothes on for school. So anyways, I'm jumping off here. There was something else I was going to say about this week. Oh, I know what it was. This week, well, the end of week 32 this week. It was the end of last week. Apparently my belly has popped out because Thursday, Friday, I just had several people say stuff to me. Complete stranger walked up to me and said, are you sure there's only one baby in there? Okay, first of all, you didn't ask how far along it was. You didn't ask if I was pregnant. You didn't ask any of the important questions that might even be like, for all she knew, my due date was yesterday. And I just looked at her and I said, yeah, there's only one. And then that evening, one of the college kids was like, wow, your shape has really changed. You've really rounded out, and blah, 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 blah. And so I've been getting a lot of comments like that. And then Sunday at that baby shower, I think people, so this girl is 5 days ahead of us, but it's her first baby. I think her due date's the 23rd, ours is the 29th. People had made several comments. One person was like, oh, we're getting, it's going to be soon. It'll be time for your baby shower. And I'm like, well, she's only 5 days ahead of me. Which by most of the time you don't have a baby shower for second or third kid. And then she said, and then somebody else was like, you just don't look that big. Of course, I was in a dress, like a big flowy dress that I had tied a tie around. And just to make it look pregnant. But otherwise, in regular clothes, or I just feel big. So I'm going to back up and show you guys the bump I have on my clothes. So here it is. I just have on a regular t-shirt. There she is. I definitely feel pregnant. So I feel very blessed. And I can't believe that we are heading into week 34 on Friday. So anyways, bye.